Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Mindset Mondays. Mindset Mondays is meant to call you out on some of your BS, get you introspective within your own life, and also give you some tips, tricks, and tools on how to take your life to that next step. Now, before I do start this episode, I need to tell you about a little bit of a project that I'm currently doing, and I hope you can support it, and I hope you can maybe even help me in some form of a way. So if you have seen the Instagram and the social media, you will know that for 50 days, I am receiving advice from strangers. And what I'm currently seeking is advice from strangers that they would give to those who are struggling or may encounter some form of struggle in their life. And the reason why I'm doing this is because it truly does prove that everyone has a story. And I was even thinking back yesterday about how I've been so lucky that every single person has had advice so far. But now I look at it and I realize that it's just because we all struggle. We all go through some form of struggle, and that is so powerful. And why I say you can maybe even help is that I'm opening up this project to everyone. I'm encouraging people to send me videos of strangers in public and send them my way, and I'll give you full credit for it. But I just really want to receive as much advice from as many strangers as possible, because I think that just like the podcast, just like every single story, there's so much potential to help so many other people in this world. And I think that everyone has a great tip of advice that they can give to everyone. So I truly do hope that you can help me. And if you don't want to go out in public and do that, then at least just share this movement with your friends and family, because you never know who may be struggling. And the same goes for every episode. Just share it with the people around you. I don't expect you to share it all over social media and throw it up everywhere, but all I do ask is that you share it with someone, because you never know what they may be encountering. Now, the topic of this episode is talking about remembering why you started. And this topic is one that I've wanted to do for a very long time, but I also wanted to give myself some time to really think about it and really put it into my own life. And remembering why you started is the most powerful thing that you can honestly do. And for me, in my struggle creates strength with everything that I do, I always remember why I started. I have to. In any time of stress, any time of anxiety, any time of depression or pain or anything, I always have to remember why I started. And it's such a simple question, is just asking yourself, why did I start? And it seems so simple, and it seems like there might not be a lot to gain from that, but there's everything to gain from it, because it takes you back to that moment where you chose this path. It takes you back to that moment where you chose what you wanted to do. It takes you back to the moment when you fell in love with what you're doing. That's where the power comes in. It's because with me, with Struggle Creates Strength, it has been up and down. But what's kept me solid throughout the whole thing, and what's kept me so consistent with it all, is that every single day, I reflect back on why I started. And I ask myself, why did I start? And it's easy. It's very easy once I put it like that. And it's also become a bit of a journey though, because I go through my stressful moments. I have a lot of anxiety, and lately it's been coming up because of how great this is becoming, and because of all of these ideas that I have planned out. Like for Struggle Creates Strength, I'm telling you right now, it's not going anywhere for hopefully ever, but at least for a very long time, because I have the next 5 years planned out. Like the next 5 years. And I'm not saying every single last thing's gonna go as planned, but the next 5-year plan is concrete and it's happening. And that is amazing. It is very amazing to know that the next 5 years of my life is fully planned. But I'm gonna say this, is that with all of that being planned, with all of it being so set in concrete, has come a lot of stress, and it's brought on a lot of anxiety as well. And it's allowed me to veer away from my one simple motto that always kept me sane, and always kept me away from looking at numbers, always kept me away from looking at the sponsors that were backing me, always getting away, or basically always allowing me to step back. And that motto is, as long as it helps one person, then I've done my job. As long as I've helped one person, then I've done my job. And that is what I have seriously based Struggle Creates Strength off of. Before I started Struggle Creates Strength, I said, as long as this helps one person, then I've done my job. As long as this helps one person, then I've done more than I would have if I didn't do it in the first place. And that's how we have to look at it as well, is if you don't do something, or you take yourself fully out of who you are and what you're possessing, then honestly, you're devaluing yourself. You're devaluing what you have the opportunity to do. And one of the biggest things that I think all of us, especially as the younger generation, what has to happen is we have to take ourselves back from looking at the followers, looking at the likes, looking at the comments, looking at all of the numbers, all the analytics. Yes, that's important for sure if you're trying to build social media platform, but I think more importantly, and maybe this is just me, but I think what's more important is honestly putting out genuine content. Putting out content that actually serves people. Not the whole fake it till you make it scene. Not like, entertainment is entertainment, absolutely. But I am somebody who advocates genuine content far more than I do simple entertainment. And especially if you're going out and you're posting the stuff that serves zero value to anyone, why? Why would you do that? And truthfully, that's kind of where I found myself, was I was not with the fake it till you make it scene, but more so just from the seeking followers and seeking shares and attention, and obviously surrounding Struggle Creates Strength. I wanted to draw, and I always want to draw, as much attention to it as possible, because I think it has the potential to help so many people. But the problem is that once you get consumed and overly consumed by that, you kind of mess with the natural algorithm that it follows. If you're genuine and you put out genuine content, and you follow the exact path that you see it fitting into, then it's going to work. It's going to happen on its own. It's not going to be the faking it till you make it and going out and pretending like you're putting out some great content. It's going to be actually putting out amazing stuff that people can actually gain benefit from. That's what I want to do with Struggle Creates Strength. That's why I started the videos of seeking advice from strangers. That's why I started the whole entire podcast in general, is because I realized that I just want to help people. And I want to use my voice and use my story and use who I am to really advocate mental health in every way possible. I want to prove to people that it's okay. It is okay to struggle. It is okay to not be okay. And that's my goal. And every single day, I have to always take myself back and remember, why did I start in the first place? And it's that right there. It's the fact that I don't want people to go through the same thing that I went through. I want to be able to help people before it gets to that point. I want to be able to touch someone's life in a way that it changes their life. And Struggle Creates Strength has done that. And I want it to continue to do that. And the only way it continues to do that is if I continue to just be me and be transparent and put out stuff that is going to genuinely help people. And what I've allowed myself to do, and I highly encourage you to allow yourself to do this as well, is just put out stuff that truly makes you happy as well. Because if you believe in it, then other people will as well. If you believe in what you're posting and you love what you're posting and you love what you're doing on an everyday basis, then that's what matters. It's not about what other people like. It's not about what other people want you to do. It's just about what you want to do. And I always say this, but at the end of the day, it's your life. It is your life. But you always have to come back and remember why you started. Because when you want to give up, when things get really tough, and when you're starting to lose grasp of why you're still on this path, just reflect back and just remember why you started. Because that's where the power is. When you can remember why you started and you just follow it, it's pretty incredible. And for myself, I get to sit here today on top of a mountain remembering why I started as I'm filming this. As I'm standing here filming this, thinking about all of it, I just get to remember why I started. And it's for you. It's for you that's listening. It's literally for you. I want you to realize that I do this so you can gain something from it. So that you can realize that you can be following the same path that I'm on. And I'm not saying podcasting and mental health. I'm just saying the path of life. The path of life that you want to live. The path of happiness, honestly. And everyone can do it. You can do it, I can do it, we can all do it. But it just starts with, obviously, figuring out what you want to do. And when things get tough along the road, then it's reflecting back and remembering why you started. And every single day, I'm so grateful for the life that I have. Every single day, I'm so grateful for the person that I've become and for the people that I've gotten to meet. And I want you to have that same feeling with whatever it is you do. You don't even have to be around people. You don't even have to talk to people. You don't have to do anything that involves other people. But as long as you're doing something that makes you happy and it allows you to reflect back and always, always push forward once you reflect back, then you know that you're on the right path. And that's what Struggle Creates Strength is for myself. Struggle Creates Strength allows me to reflect back on my story, reflect back on how I've used my story to become the person that I am today, and it allows me to see the future because I believe in everything that I do. And every step along the way, yes, it's been a journey, yes, it's been a process. I'm not going to say I loved every last thing that I've done, but I will say this, that every single thing that I have done with Struggle Creates Strength, it has led me to this point that I'm in right now. And it has also allowed me to set up the next, like I said, 5 years of my life, which is absolutely incredible. And it's exciting. And I can't wait for this, for all of it. But what you need to remember, and if there's one thing that you have to take out of this podcast, it is that when you are on your path to success, it becomes so fucking hard. So hard. And I'm going to say this, use my life as an example of this right now. I'm in the midst of this. And I've been in the midst of it before. But there's little stints. And right now, I'm in a heavy, heavy stint. But I know that once I crawl out of this stint, it's going to be spectacular. And this is just that breaking point, if you will, right before it all gets good. And I am so grateful, and honestly, just always, always, always remember why you started, and remember that if it's getting really fucking hard and you want to give up, if you don't give up and you just believe in yourself, then at the very end of it all, you're going to see success, and you're going to see exactly what you want to see. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Mindset Mondays, and again, please do follow along with my new little project that I'm doing and send in videos if you have them, because I, again, would love to post even more videos than just the one a day. I can post 2, 3, 4, 5 5 videos of receiving advice from strangers. I don't care. I will post as many as possible because as much advice that we can get out to the world as possible, then the better. So again, thank you so much for listening to another episode of Mindset Mondays. And we'll see you this Thursday for another episode of Struggle Creates Strength. Have a great day, and remember, everyone has a story.